All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hope all is well, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? It is now almost 1900 hours, which is technically 7 p.m. And I hope each and every one of you are having a wonderful day, because I am, for sure. I'm live here on Facebook. I'm live also on YouTube, and I'm live also on TikTok. So I love each social media because I use what I have learned in Cornell to implement social media. Now, some of the things I have used for social media marketing, as I said before, been using it for a long time, since 1989, since I first got introduced into computer operations and learning more about it after attending Virginia State University. Of course, I'm a graduate from Virginia State. So that being said, my name is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, those who don't know me, and I am the author of The Art of Filing for Veterans Disability Benefits by yours truly. Get your hands on this book, but I'm not here to talk about this book in particular. When I'm here, and actually, as I already shared with you about the future forecast when it comes to predictive analysis is essential to business owners. I also wrote a book called Breaking Barriers, Overcoming Limiting Belief. You know, one of the biggest things can kill an individual's drive, goals, dreams is limiting belief. And yes, what is limiting belief? Well, my book will explain that. But in this book right here, it talks about limiting belief, and you can see the man with the hammer. We're going to break those barriers that gets in your way. And a lot of times those barriers are you. There are you. You can cause your own limiting beliefs. If you don't believe in yourself that you can achieve your dreams or reach goals, then you are limiting what is called limiting your belief. And you're allowing barriers to get in your way, okay? And what I have been inspired to do, because I've done a number of speaking engagements, I have pastored ministries, pastored churches, preach a number of churches, congregations, or ministry as we call them. And I spoke to a lot of people. Had I not have a strong belief and I did not allow limiting belief to set in, I wouldn't be able to do what I have done. To serve in the infantry, civil affairs, quartermaster, to serve in the combat engineer, civil engineer, logistics analyst, serving our country, including Civil Affairs, Special Operations Command, and all other commands. If I would have had if I allowed limiting beliefs to get in the way, I wouldn't be able to achieve my goals. I wouldn't be able to graduate from college. I wouldn't be able to graduate from infantry officer basic course. Why? Because I did not allow limitations in my mind to get in the way. One of the biggest things you'll learn in psychology, that your mind has the power to what? Limit your what? Your goals, limit your drive. Your self-esteem can be limited. Your beliefs in yourself can be limited. So again, limiting beliefs can essentially ruin you or destroy you. And that's why I wrote this book, because I want to break those barriers in the mind of our people, of people in general. I'm a firm believer. I don't believe in allowing anything to get in my way. Regardless of my obstacles, I will face them head on, okay? Until those obstacles are so great from someone else having control that I would not be able to, break through those kind of barriers. There are barriers, but barriers that you can control, you cannot allow them to stop you from reaching your dreams and goals. So let's talk about that. I'm just going to go over just a couple things, just real quick from that, from the reference to the table of content. And let's take a look. We're going to journey through this together. You're going to learn a little bit about myself, my education, my background, and I have a very diverse background. In other words, I pursue different careers. Some careers I have worked while working for others. Okay? I have obtained skills and abilities because I want those skills that will be helpful to me later on. Thank you. It's good to have a beautiful helpmate. So, the first task in my book to understand is the nature of limiting belief. So you want to understand within yourself what those limiting beliefs. Some people got an inferiority complex. Sometimes people are struggling through self-esteem. Some people are struggling with have mental barriers, such mental barriers that will get in their way from hindering them from progressing to their next destination. Some people have I can't mentality, or I can't do it, or I have no experience, or it's not for me, or I'm afraid, or they have fear. I mean, there's a number of reasons, or number of, if I could put it in the context of a line of what's limiting belief, those limiting beliefs could be a number of things I've just mentioned. It can be, I can't, it's impossible, or it's no way possible I can do this, or I need credentials, or I don't have a degree, I don't have what it takes. Those sort of things. Those are mental barriers of limiting beliefs. It limits your belief in yourself. Any kind of self-doubt is limiting belief. And if you have any self-doubt, why do you want to obtain a job like that? You know you're not qualified for that. You know you can't do that. That's limiting belief. And a lot of that starts from your childhood, from the people in your environment. It also comes from the people you know that you surround yourself to. Now, I limited the amount of people in my circle, because not everyone wants to see you thrive. Not everyone wants to see you succeed more than them, or to come out with the crab bucket would say, crab pulling you as you try to escape from the pot. One crab is pulling your leg off, another one pulling your claws off to keep you from climbing out and reaching your destination. You have folks who utilize their limited belief to influence your limiting belief. Why you want to get a house like that? Why you want to get a car like that? As if you're supposed to live in a small house, supposed to drive a car, small car, or an old car, that you don't deserve it. And that's just pure ridiculous. Don't feed into that. There are some biblical principles in regards to wealth creation, but it starts with beliefs. Another one is wealth building strategies for families. That's chapter 3. It talks about building wealth for your families, because it's a mindset, okay? Asset management for inspiring millionaires. That's possible. Entrepreneurship for stay-at-home parents. If you're a stay-at-home parent and you want to become an entrepreneur, but yet you are a stay-at-home parent raising your children, you can do that. There's many online products and services and companies that will provide you the tools you need for success. It's all up to you. You have to believe in yourself and have a mindset that I can do this. limiting mindset or limiting belief keeps you from reaching your dreams or reaching those goals or participating in those opportunities. And it's all, the whole point, everything I talk about are in this book is basic business strategies. Basic business strategy to take you to your success. Every book I have written is to take you to the level of understanding and mindset and educate you to be successful. Number 7, tax strategies for small business owners. A lot of you don't have a clue about tax laws. A lot of you don't read the tax laws. It's great to have a tax consultant. It's great to have companies who are certified tax consultants to help you with your taxes. However, you should know what those tax laws benefits and laws are and how they impact your life. Because if you know that you have an understanding of tax laws and for businesses, and that's what these laws are for. Whether it be 1099 or you're a non-profit business or for-profit business, makes no difference. There are tax laws that will help you reach your goals and save money. That's why people say, well, the millionaires and the billionaires, pay less taxes. We should make them pay more of their fair share. Well, those tax laws that's been around since the coming of this country, the development of this country, are for the business owners. So what? What they're going to do with those money? Well, they're going to invest to expand their business. And what does those investments do? Those investments create an opportunity for individuals like you and me, whether you be a contractor or a W-2 employee. Without those tax laws and tax incentives, companies are more subject to, well, if I'm not going to make a profit and I can't expand, then there's no need for me to hire at this location. You see, what folks don't tell you, they tell you that it's like they're trying to paint a picture of like we're the Robin Hood of the married men looking out for the poor, and at the same time, we're against the rich and the greedy king. Not so. Because without those companies, you wouldn't have a job. You wouldn't receive products and services. You wouldn't receive benefits. And those taxes that these billionaires and companies are paying, they're help finance your Social Security benefit or your retirement. And I'm not a financial advisor or consultant, which not at this time, but I will be. But I have the knowledge to understand those things because I was a financial advisor. So you get with your financial advisor, your financial attorney, your tax advisor for those details. They're in my book too, and you can confirm. But you want to develop tax strategies that will help your small business. Real estate investment for wealth generation. You hear about a lot of companies talk about generating wealth through real estate investments. Those of you who are looking to earn a substantial amount of income through real estate, then you have to prepare yourself for real estate growth or real estate bubble. You have to have a mindset to understand, okay, everything's a risk. I want to purchase this property, fix it up, and have some tenants in it to pay me rent, which is income. And you can say, I'll live there, and that way I'm living rent free in your own unit. Or the same thing with a commercial property. You rent the property, you got a small office in there, the tenants are paying for your office, but it's also paying your income. And the more property you own and rent in the real estate market, the more wealth you generate. There's a lot of billionaires out there because of the real estate market, okay, whether it be sales or rent. It's just the way it is, okay? All those these sky-rise buildings, each floor and each door is has a tenant inside, whether it be an attorney's office or a political office, whatever the case may be. So that's so I encourage you, if you want to know about real estate investments for wealth generation, read my book and get with someone who can take you to take you there to mentor or to encourage you, because everybody needs a mentor, and that's also in my book. Okay, you want to overcome limiting beliefs in business. Read that chapter. That's the most important chapter for all you entrepreneurs out there who are business owners. You definitely want to read chapter 9 on overcoming limiting beliefs in business. And there are some photographic illustrations in the book too that can help you. Hey, Nafi, how you doing? And network marketing success stories and lessons. You want to read about that. Now, I have done participated in a number of network marketing companies, some good, some bad. That's just how it is, risk. Just like same thing with traditional business and traditional marketing. There's risk there too. So you have to choose what's a great fit for you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to choose, okay, which company, and it goes back to this book about your future forecast right here. You want to do an analysis of the need. Is there a need for this product? Okay. And then you look at, all right, what's the most cost-effective way to market this product and to generate momentum? You also want to take in consideration the cost behind marketing, okay? Whether it be social media marketing or traditional marketing. You want to look at those areas thoroughly before you invest. You also want to make sure, do an analysis on the product. Is there a need for this product? Is there a demand for this product? Okay. Will this product solve a problem? Okay. And which demographic sees more value in this product than other? Because if you travel in the United States, which is a very big country, like I did, then you will notice that what you see in, like say, my home state, Virginia, may not be available in North Carolina. And what you may see in North Carolina would not be in a market for California. Or for example, let's say you own a beach store, okay? People go swimming, beach balls everywhere. You will not find that same company in Alaska, okay? You may not find that same company type that having products like that, or services, for someone who lives in Washington State or Maine, for that matter. Why? Because geographics are different. If you try to build a swim company and say people go to the beaches, where's the beach? Especially if you live in Canada. So you might find more success in the lower East Coast, West Coast state of the Union, or you may find it in opportunities in San Juan, Puerto Rico, or the Key West, Florida region, or maybe perhaps the Caribbean islands. But if you try to market your products to and open a store without doing a thorough analysis of the consumer, you might find yourself in a pickle and loss for that investment, because there may not be a market for that. Now, let's say, on the same token, someone wants a coat, and I see this commercial about a coat that doesn't allow water to seep in. It keeps you warm even at cold temperatures. It protects you from wind. Yeah, then I'd probably be someone for a market that's in the Northeast and Northwest. And maybe you also consider Alaska or Washington State. It rains a lot in Washington State, or Maine, New York, Chicago, Illinois area, or Wisconsin area. Okay. But for someone to wear that same coat, and you want to market that same coat for someone who lives in, the Key West, Florida, would be almost impossible to sell, because there's no need for that. There's not a market for that unless someone's planning on paying a visit to those northern states, or go to a country that has those kind of conditions. So analysis is always, marketing analysis is always important. But yes, like I said, You want to develop a mindset through reading. You want to develop a mindset also from professional development classes. Yes, they cost, but they're worth it. Will it be a college or a university or a continuing education program or let's say a seminar? Go to those seminars because you're going to learn from people who've been there, done that. Okay? And my wife and I has attended a number of seminars. But yeah, network marketing success stories is key because why would I be in network marketing if there was no success stories? Why would I be in network marketing if there's no solution to a problem? Why would I be in network marketing if there's no products to sell and the payment plan is not what it is? There's lessons to be learned. Like I said, my wife and I have some experience in it. We decided to focus on our own brand. We decided to focus on our brand, which is ourselves, more so than somebody else's brand. And there's nothing against someone else's brand that's providing a tool or a bridge for a small amount for you to invest and try to make it work so you can have that experience of success that the people who have spearheaded this thing before you. And I hope I'm making sense to some people. So that's why I decided to write this book about breaking barriers, because for a long time I allowed mental barriers, limiting belief to limit my opportunities because I didn't believe in myself. I have low self-esteem about myself. I take the opinions of others without doing a thorough research or analysis of whether their beliefs is valid. So now in my life, at age almost 60, I don't listen to hearsay. You tell me it's not going to work, I'm going to prove that it will. Or at least try. Why do you want to do that? Because I want to. And you want to associate with people, guys, because mentality is everything, who are smart. You want to associate with people who won't mind sharing information. You want to associate yourself with people who are go-getters. But you got to be a go-getter yourself, okay? Don't depend on them to help build what you have. You get the information or you glean from their excitement or motivation, and then you move forward. Because there's enough negatives. There's too much negatives out there. There's far more you can't, and I hear more of that everywhere, than you can. The Army pushed that can-do attitude in me, as well as the Air Force. Both branches, in the Marine Corps, they definitely got a can-do. Navy has a can-do attitude. Coast Guard had a can-do attitude. Transition, for my veteran brothers and sisters, that same spirit of making it happen, can do, into your civilian life or to your business or to your management team. Put that same mindset there and convey that same mindset to everyone who sees you. Because there's no such thing as a failure. The only thing I know is that you gave up. Or it's something beyond your control. And that's for real. So you definitely want to get this book. Get your hand on this copy. You can order it through Amazon. And I'm sorry that the text is in reverse, but it's called Breaking Barriers by Antonio Arnold. Breaking Barriers. You want to break barriers in your life. There's a hard copy available and a paperback copy. There's also a Kindle copy available. However, the Kindle does not have photograph illustration. All right? Kindles do not have. So you have Kindles Unlimited, or you have a Kindle app through Amazon, then you can get that acquired book. This will cost through that method, or you can obtain this book through Amazon. Just go to Amazon.com, type in Breaking Barriers by Antonio Arnold. Or just type in Antonio Arnold, scroll till you see the book, choose whether you want the paperback, choose whether you want the hardback. This is the hardback example right here. It's not a lot of information. I try not to put too much in here, but I want to put enough that you get the point. And of course, biblical principles of wealth. Here it is. You want to obtain wealth, there are biblical principles inside wealth generating. There is some wealth generating scriptures. All you have to do is believe. Okay? If you believe in the scriptures, then follow the scriptures. If they say, for example, I'm going to give you one right here. And these are mostly summaries. But if you get the point in Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 and 24, I'm not going to read the scripture. You can look it up when you get it, when you can. But and it gives you the point is we should work with all our heart as if working for the Lord and receiving an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. That's a mental mindset for us to go to work. We're going to receive our rewards. Our priority is for the Lord. We could use that same priority for our families. We could use that same priority for ourselves. It's a mindset. Everything in the Bible is a mindset that have you driven to move you in a direction. Okay? So if you're enthusiastic for working for the Lord, you also have that same enthusiasm to work for your family, for yourself, and for the company you're working for or you own. Okay? 1 Peter 4, chapter 4, 10 to 11 said, we should use our gift to serve others and to do so with the strength God provides. Now we say we can do all things through Christ which strengthens us, right? So whatever strength that God gives you through Christ, you can do it. How far you want to go is up to you. But don't limit your allow limiting barriers or limiting beliefs to hinder you from reaching your goals and dreams. And that's for real. The parable about the talent is another good story of innovation mindset and the lack of belief too. The first two were successful. The last one, well, you know the story what the last one did. It goes by that limiting belief. Because the last one didn't believe, have a limiting belief, had a limiting mentality, and didn't get anywhere. There's a lot of people who suffers that way. There's a lot of people who are limiting themselves, their opportunities, because of their belief or lack of it. Okay? So, again, I cover a lot through this book without overwhelming you. And I want to encourage you, if you are a leader or inspired to be a leader, I want you to get this book in your hand. Get this book in your hand and go out there and do some great and wonderful things. And lastly, entrepreneurs to build a company, to build a product or services, if you haven't noticed, everything that you buy, like this Mo Control, is part of a brand. It's branded. Let me show you something here. I know, oh God, it's so hard to reach. My left shoulder is in bad shape. You see this right here on this ink pen? Anytime you see an ink pen with a name and a logo on it, and somebody give it to you, it's their brand. It represents not only their brand, but at the same time, it also represents marketing. Because when you walk around with this ink pen, you're advertising for this company. You're providing marketing for this brand. And if you like this pen, and the company makes this pen, or it's like this way, you say home health, and they say home health. Well, this brand, you find this brand credible. You see it enough, you find it credible, so you believe in it. This book right here gives you an opportunity to develop your own brand. Okay? This book teaches you about branding. You're developing a brand for your business. Your personal brand, crafting a magnetic presence in the marketplace. Because what you want to do, and I've been doing this for years, I've been doing this ever since I was 12 years old. You want to develop a marketplace that bring a presence, bring you as a magnetic presence to customers or potential clients. All right? You want to, if you have an art, if you have a skill, you want to market yourself as a brand for the marketplace. You want to build value on yourself. Okay? You see all of these beautiful products and services and advertisement on TV. Why? Because they brand. You know, guys like who in the network marketing industry or in the traditional industry place great emphasis on their brands and reputation. And that's for real. Brand and reputation is just as essential as anything else. Now, I'm just going to touch base on it. You see this beautiful face right here? Let's see, I had to show it because the light's so bright. You see that wonderful face? And though I'm retired, my mind is still working. It's just like the United States government is a brand by itself. Every last one of these images right here that you see, infantry, quartermasters, quartermaster right here, infantry, combat engineer, civil affairs, airborne, are a symbol of excellence. It is a brand by itself. And when somebody wears their uniform, they are conveying a message to the community. They are conveying a brand that they represent. All right? Cool? And you see somebody wearing airborne wings? That's convey a message. Somebody wearing special forces tab or their what's that word they call it? Their, not the insignia, but you get the point. Their patch. That conveys a message. See someone with a Ranger tab. That conveys a message. Navy SEALs with the, and I'm not going to try to describe it, but the Marine Corps with the hammer or the globe and anchor, that conveys a message. Every symbol that our armed forces wear conveys a message, even the Air Force. Okay? It's a silver engineer with the wings, the compass with a wing going up. I wear that. That's silver engineer for the Air Force. So, what this book covers, okay? I'm just going to tell you just the highlights on the table of contents. First, we're going to talk about me, my experience, my background. Second thing, why I wrote this book. And I want you to read it because it's going to explain to you why I wrote it. Because there's a need. There is a need for knowledge out here. About the book outline, it talks about entrepreneur, personal brand, crafting, majestic, magnetic presence in the marketplace. You want to be like a magnet. You want to be the entrepreneur that has a product, and everybody has products. Everybody sells got his hat where it had draw different people. I mean, I could have my Air Force hat on. I could have my maroon beret on. That gives a message. Everybody has a brand that convey a magnetic presence in the marketplace. If you're selling basketballs online through Facebook Marketplace, you can do one of two things. You can convey a message to the market that this is the best basketball in the land, the cleanest basketball, or it has a signature on it from a pro basketball player, and it's cost this amount of dollars. That's build two things. It builds value because you're saying there's a signature on there. If you say it's authentic, that conveys a message to it. And the brand that is on that ball, where it's manufactured from, That conveys a message. Other than here's a basketball that you bought from maybe Walmart. It doesn't have a significant symbol on it. Doesn't have a brand name on it. Just real cheap. No one's signature on it. Well, it conveys, but it bounced. It does just as good, but it conveys a different kind of value, but it does convey a marketplace presence. Okay? So whoever wants the ball between the two, they have to choose which one's more important to them. It could be price point or value based on someone else's signature on that ball. So people are collectors. Okay, the entrepreneur mindset. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you're looking to become an entrepreneur and you don't have this winning mindset, like that's explained in Breaking Barriers right here, I explained in this book, you're not going to be successful. I can tell you that right now. If you have I can't do mentality, then you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. I'm going to tell you that right now. You got to have the winning mindset of an entrepreneur. You have to have that go-get-it mindset of an entrepreneur. I can do it. I want it done. What do you have? You want to know the features, benefits. These are the features and benefits in this product I'm providing. It is so great. You got to believe in it. But if you limit your beliefs, it's not going to work. Because you don't believe in that product, you don't even believe in yourself. So how can you convey something to somebody else with a magnetic presence? So you want to have a good mindset. And mindset is developed where? From exposure. It's developed from professional development. It's developed in... Hey, hon! I'm going to have to turn that stove off, the oven off. My wife is baking some peanuts, so we're having peanuts. So you want to have a winning mindset. You want to have that entrepreneur mindset. Of course, the foundation of personal branding, the book covers that. Basic foundations. What's the foundation of personal branding? My branding is beast mode. I'm on here all the time on social media talking about my book or talking about our product or services that has been out. When I was in network marketing, I was promoting all different types of products, from banking to water filtration. Every product has it's branded. It comes from a company. And depending on that brand, you got to believe what that brand, if you believe in that brand, you believe in that product, then that's the product you want to sell. If you believe in the product, you'll sell it. You'll do very well. You'll do very well in that product, okay? But you got to believe in it. My brand is my books, okay? I owned it. Every book that I have written are mine and mine alone. Okay, if I build something and I put a logo on it, that's mine and mine alone. Okay, so if you're the type of person where I'm not that good in making, I can't write books, but I like this product, and you know that a lot of people could benefit from the product, and you trust the brand, then by all means, because in network marketing, it gives you the tools, provides you the tool to sell a product through relationship marketing practices, okay? That's why Avon is so successful, and I'm not going to say anything else. That's about it, okay? Now, financial literacy. Hold up. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because this, excuse me. Okay. All right. So where we left off, I've talked about personal branding, entrepreneur personal branding, crafting a magnetic presence in the marketplace. You want to craft a magnetic presence in the marketplace. And the way to do it, just do like I do. Doing it consistently. You got to believe it. You got to have a believing mindset. You got to have, you got to believe. on what you have. Okay? You got to have that entrepreneur mind, can-do mindset. Financial literacy for business owners. Now, okay, let's talk about financial literacy. This is where a lot of people struggle. Because, number one, they don't understand money. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you selling products, you got to understand costs and profits. You got to understand, okay, how much of my profit margins here, how much is my cost, and here's my net profit that I earn. How many units I need to sell to earn my net worth. Does that make sense? You got to understand how money works and money discipline, your spending. You got to understand, you got to have financial literacy to understand the responsibility that goes with earning money. There's taxes, okay? There's property tax, there's income tax, there's a lot of other stuff there with it. And then how you can utilize tax advantage system to your advantage as a business owner, as was before you were just W-2s. My wife and I have the opportunity to benefit through 1099. How to operate the benefit through a sole proprietor, because we were business owners. We had a 1099, we had a federal ID, state ID, and we paid taxes accordingly. However, that opened the whole gateway of tax deduction for business owners and business owners alone. So again, I want to emphasize to you, like I said in my other book, to understand tax laws. Okay? When Robin Hood comes around and says, I'm going to take from the rich and give to the poor, always remember the consequence of taking the rich from and give to the poor. The poor should be able to earn it. Okay? So if the poor is poor, how can they gain wealth or earn a living? Well, they need a job. They need a career. And the rich provide those opportunities. They always have. That's never going to change. That's never going to change. Okay? Now, when the rich is overly taxed, they're going to have to make cuts because they're taxed. Okay? And they tax incentives away. All right? So you take tax incentives away, guess what's going to happen? I got to cut costs. That plant that's in New Mexico, we're going to shut that down. That's 3,000 people out of work. Why? Because it costs for us for maintenance, distribution, employee benefits, that sort of thing. Okay? So when you tax the rich hard, the repercussion of that is they're going to cut services. Okay? And they may outsource services overseas, which they had done. So please be mindful of what you're hearing and understand tax laws. Okay? Get with your financial advisor to have them teach you a class. Join a class during the summer. You'll be amazed what you learn. So understand financials, understand finance of balancing, books, balancing the books, your profits, your expenses, your other costs, your liability costs, your payroll. Okay, if you're a conglomerate. If you're a small business, your cost for products and services, your cost for distribution, your cost for manufacturing, those sort of things. It costs me to have this book published. It costs me each time this book is sold. Okay? The only thing I don't have to worry about is distribution, because I'm paying somebody else, somebody making a profit to make a profit. I'm allowing them to get a bigger share of the profits, because they're distributing it for me at no cost. All right? That makes sense? Makes dollars make sense. Social entrepreneurship, social media, network, through socialization with people, interacting with people, to share, you convey. And like I said, you want to have a magnetic presence, you tell people about what you're doing. You see on the commercial about lawyers, some are Social Security, disability lawyers. Some of them are specialize in disability and military disability, and they put that out there. Some are accidents lawyers. There are people who got hurt in accidents. Okay, you got some who are business lawyers who deal with companies. Okay, or civil lawsuits. So you got people with skill, and they market and advertise their services all the time, and people call them. All right, so you definitely want to develop a social, be a social entrepreneur and be open to interacting with the public. E-commerce strategy for wealth building. Again, I talked about it through this book right here, Building, and it keeps sliding off. The Future Forecast. All right, this book right here talks about marketing, digital marketing, and marketing strategies using artificial intelligence. Okay, and that's something that I've been doing for years, and it works out. It really does. And a lot of companies utilize e-commerce strategies all the time to convey their product. You look on Facebook, you talk a type of company, do a company search of the company you work for. You'll find it on social media. Okay? The leadership in remote teams, you got some people who are working from home or from remote locations, or doing a team call through not just social media per se, but through used to be things, I can't remember the name, but we used to call it teleconference. And teleconference is an important tool of keeping that communication line with your prospective of customers or current customers or your team. AI-powered business solution. The solution is AI. You see more marketing strategies. You got a lot of these software developers are creating companies right now that utilize AI to advertise products or to streamline analytical data. Instead of using a human analyst, the AI can do an analysis on what you have and give you a blueprint, provide you a blueprint that will help your business grow. Okay? Instead of you had to pay someone a salary and hours of calculations and development just for them to help you make a decision. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. AI is the present future. If you're not understanding AI, I recommend you take a course. If you wanted to do AI development through computer science, then you want to obtain a degree in computer science as a technician or a developer, a software developer, that will come to create artificial intelligence technology or to utilize artificial intelligence technology to help streamline a product or service that you want to convey or a marketing strategy, just to name a few. People are using AI every day now. Every day. What used to be saying, oh man, that's working with the devil, we need to leave that alone. People were afraid of it because of what? Arnold movie where they talk about Signet, or I can't remember the name of the, I can't remember, but anyway, the robots took over and then there you have it. All right. Digital marketing automation is another key to businesses that you need to have an understanding. How can I market my product automatically every day without me having to do it? Well, through artificial intelligence software, you can program it. You tell it already machine learned about the product and service you provide, and you say, I want you to put a campaign out every Wednesday, once a month, or every day, or once a year, or every day, 365 days a year while you're sleeping, twice a year. You want to do it in English, and you want to do it in Deutschland, which is German, or you want to do it in Spanish, in different languages to reach the international market. That's great and all, guys. That can be done. Or you have some software artificial AI people are using it now to make images. So it's not a real person. It's just an AI image, and it looks like a real person, okay? It's a great drawing. But people using the tools to make billions or millions to billions, and it helped cut the cost of having someone to draw the picture. You just tell AI, this is this product I wanted to promote, and these are the market I wanted to promote it to. And what AI would do would develop a marketing strategy and pictures that you can use to promote your product and services. It could do a lot, but in the end, you're still the decision maker. So that's it with digital marketing automation. The book only covers that in detail. I'm not going to say a lot about that for obvious reasons. Risk management strategies for a startup. Guys, I cannot overemphasize risk management strategies for startup and through this book, because my wife and I took a lot of risk. Some risk turns out well, and some risk didn't turn out too well, okay? We had made investments that flopped on our face. That's just the way it is. When you start a business, or ministry for that matter, because that's still a business, that's still opening something out of nothing, that's you're incurring costs for operations, you're incurring costs for a roofing or rent, which we did, and you're also using marketing strategy to convey to the people to come to your ministry or to your store, or to utilize the product or services that's on your website, okay? The risk of it is that no one comes, or no one sees value in it. No one sees the need. And see, we all talk about needs. Everything you see on television is there to settle a need in the community. So you have to convey, to make yourself, your products, a magnet to draw people to your services or whatever you have, okay? And to do that, you have to have some idea of what you're working with. You have to have, understand, number one, risk. What is the cost of this if it doesn't work out? Or maybe this is the wrong location. But that's when you got to utilize marketing analysis. That's what is marketing analysis for. You got to understand marketing analysis to know you're in the right location. Don't go with a swimwear product to Alaska, and you know Alaska average temperature is 50 below. Or go to Florida that has an average temperature between 80 and 100 degrees, and you're telling them, hey, we got this fur coat we want to sell to you. You have to understand the risk of doing business. Some days your business could do very well. I had a storefront. We did very well at first. They closed the street off, and our store flopped. Okay? Understand the risk that there's no guarantees. You may get 1,000 customers the first week, and the following week, no one thinking about you. That's why you got to have a business plan and understand risk analysis, and also doing a what? Doing what is called a future forecast, okay? So you understand the change, be prepared for the change 6 months in advance. All right? That's just strategies I'm putting out there, guys. Building your personal brand online. That's what I do every day. There's not a thing I don't post on Facebook, so on social media across the board. My books, my biblical books, my technical books, my books, entrepreneurship books. I'm always putting something out there to inspire or to give you some insight to understand, to help the consumer who have a need. If you don't have a need for one book, you may have a need for another, okay? But it's all to provide insights to help you, all right, as a consumer. And you want, as the brand, you want to convey a message of you're the subject matter expert, that you have success, and you know what you're talking about, okay? You want to also be that brand that you have that product knowledge. Now, again, I'm my personal brand, Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode. You're going to see that. You Google my name, you'll see it everywhere. Why? Because I have developed a system how in which it has worked for me. May not work for you. You might have a whole different personality, but you never know until you try. Okay, airborne? So you want to build a personal brand. I, Antonio Arnold, am that brand. And my product is this. This is a brand, and this is a brand. I got 20 of them. Every last one of them is a different brand. You may be a great mechanic, and you want to make yourself as a mechanic stand out against your competitors. You want to do an analysis on your competition. What is your competition offering that you're not offering? What is your competition marketing strategy is having success in which your marketing strategy is not having such success? So you want to do a marketing analysis on that. So you want to build a personal brand online, which I do every day, every week, Facebook, all the social media, almost all. I'm getting ready to try on some more additional social media platforms. I'm also promoting my wife brand, okay, to get her message out. Because every entrepreneur is doing that. Social media, Facebook, have 1 million subscribers, tens of millions of subscribers. Why? Because they're consistent and they look upon themselves as that brand. So you got to understand what branding is, first of all, through this book. Understand what branding is and how you can convey that message of your brand to the public, to the consumer. Now, you may, as a person, may not be the one to be the brand. It may be one to be the product. Here's a product. This remote control is my brand. And you have someone else do the commercial for you. And there you go. You put this out everywhere, and people are buying per unit, and you're making a fortune. Okay? Same thing with real estate. Real estate, hey, I'm renting properties. I bought this property yesterday. It's rented out today. I just closed in on another property 2 days ago, and I got tenants in it already. And that means I got passive income coming in for this month. So far, I went from $50,000 a month to $250,000, which is $250,000 a month in rent. Offsetting, remember, the cost of doing business, the cost of maintenance, the cost of repairing and upkeep of that property, and marketing. You have to take in consideration. Future of entrepreneurs, I want you to read that part. What is the future of entrepreneurship? The future of entrepreneurship, the sky's the limit. It's up to you. And it's in this book. Okay? I wrote from my experience because I've been in sales. I've been in traditional sales. I've been in non-traditional sales. I've been in network marketing. I even while in the military, I use some of the sales techniques that I already knew to build relationship with people who are above me and below me. Because you never know. Someone's looking for something. Okay? You can be talking to a contractor for your unit, and you are negotiating in behalf of that unit for that contractor to get that contract. And you may be the approving authority, but you want to make sure that your unit is getting the most bang for the buck. The best quality service for the right price. And a lot of times I put in right between the middle or two, and I'll say, well, I don't want the cheapest because I don't want less quality of service. I want the best quality of service for the price. So I may look at between the price. I may pick the one that pays cost a little bit more because my expectation is higher. Now, my boss may not see it that way, or my command might see it that way, but if you look at the numbers, I say, what is the price point to cost? This most one has more of a reliable record with other government agency. So you got to factor the analysis. You got to do your homework. Okay, but guys, I ain't gonna hold you all long. I know it's late, but you definitely want to get a copy of this book. If you're a veteran, you definitely want to get a copy of this book because it got color. Both all got color, quality paper. I mean, it's just like it's like public school book standard. All right. So I put a lot of information in there, and there's some more grants. I'm learning out there's more and more benefits to veterans that veterans don't know. I always like to spearhead myself as the tip of the spear, as my unit used to be, tip of the spear. So I already know what's out there, and I can convey a message from real world experience. Because I'm not going to tell you anything I never tried. Okay, I won't tell you anything I never tried, never done, or never tried. So these 3 books, which I have spoken, this one in particular I've spoken about earlier today, and this again, the future forecast of leveraging predictive analytic for marketing campaign success. So if you have a marketing campaign, you want to develop a marketing campaign through online digital marketing, you want to, and you like AI as a tool, or you want to be familiar with it, then this is the tool you use. This one you want to get, okay? You also want to take consideration, also, if you're planning on taking a class, or you want to go to there, take a college or university, whether it be software development, or you want to learn marketing skills. This book right here will get you a heads-up idea of what to expect, okay? Some of them, from my own experience, I took a little further. So this book will be a great book. And if you're a veteran, you don't give up. I have so many veterans giving up before they even got started. I spoke to a veteran a few days ago, served during the Vietnam era, and never filed for disability, struggling, living off less than about $500 a month, not enough to pay rent, struggling. And I said, why in the world you ain't file for disability? Why didn't you file? If you can't get disability, why don't you file for compensation? So pension. You got Social Security disability, you're over 70, you're over 65 or 68. That Social Security disability is now a retirement. That's why it's good to know about Social Security Administration stuff. You should be eligible to file for pension at least, and that's up to $1,500 a month. If you got any physical ill issue because of the result of your military service that's non-compensatable, but because of your affiliation in the military, it could be an impact, you definitely want to go there. This book covers just a little bit of it, and I can cover wherever the rest that this book doesn't. It's all there, guys. It's all about helping people. But get the book. You have to get the book. An entrepreneur, personal branding, crafting a magnetic presence. You want to craft a magnetic presence, guys. Some of you are I know that I have worked with and I have been friends with, have a very strong magnetic personality. Some of you just still have one of those things called as we call them, limiting beliefs. You have a limiting belief in yourself. You have a limiting belief in your skills, or your limiting belief because of who you are. And not just monarchy. I encourage you to not only believe yourself and have that can-do spirit attitude of, I can do all things which Christ will strengthen me. I am more than a conqueror. I can do it. Now go out and that, when you develop a mindset of I can do, and you make sure you train, professionally develop those skills that you're going to need for success, you go out there and go get it. And that's the only way you can change the situation. You got to go get it, okay? So with that, guys, I hope this was helpful to you. Of course, go down Amazon, type in my name, and you'll see all the books. If you don't know who I am, you can Google my name. I'm on Google search. I use search engine optimization. I'm on it. You will find me or find something about me in a good way. So, anybody have any questions, concerns? Please like, share, subscribe. All right. Now we're all clear. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for supporting me and watching this video. And again, if you have questions, just type it on the comment section. Please like if you're watching. And don't tell me that you saw me on Facebook now without liking the content. That helps me out a lot, especially when it comes to algorithm. Anyway, God bless you, and may heaven smile upon you. This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode, signing off. Airborne out.